What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to Football Manager Legends. This is episode 2 now of our Pele experiment in Football Manager. Thank you so much for your amazing response on the first video. Thank you to everyone who shared it, liked it, all that good stuff. Anyone who's subscribed to my channel since watching that video, I did greatly appreciate it. If you missed the first episode and you're just stumbling across this video, down in the description, top link will be a link to a playlist of this series covering Pele as well as other footballing legends, so you can find all the other episodes in this series here. So anyway, we are now in the year 2026. Pele, 29, in his prime, slowly perhaps starting to lose his physicals at this point. Realistically, I expect him to play maybe one more World Cup after the one that's happened this year that we're going to look at in just a second. But firstly, just having a look at his stats for Brazil. 121 appearances, 113 goals for the national team. Absolutely incredible. Looking at the national team here, you can see he's still considered one of their key players. They're retaining 5th in the world rankings, which I guess isn't that bad. If we look at their best 11, I'm assuming he's going to be there on this save for pretty much every year. We can take a look. So Pele, yeah, 2015. Pele everywhere. Pele everywhere is all you need to know. He's been ludicrous. He's been ridiculous for the national team. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. He had a World Cup to take part in. How did he get on there? Let's go back to the Brazil overview and check it out. So, oh wow, okay, they lost in the second round of the World Cup again to Egypt, 4-1. Wow. Did he play? Oh, he did. Pele played and he got subbed off. That is a really poor performance. That's the first time actually in all the matches we've checked where he's been subbed off and performed badly. Him and Neymar both taken off there. Looking at it, Egypt didn't even play that well. They just seemed to take the chances that came their way. Looking at it, they have got some pretty good regens, Egypt, so maybe that explains a little bit of why they did so well. Looking at it here, Higazi still playing. He's not that great though. You would not expect him to outclass Pele. Not by any means. But anyway, that's disappointing for them. Looking at the other performances in the World Cup, Pele did grab a goal in a 1-0 win, or 5-0 win against Congo. He is captain in the national side now, which is pretty cool to see. Clearly, maturing as a player a lot in this because he's 29 now. He's been in football for 12 years. In the game against Saudi Arabia, he got a hat-trick, a World Cup hat-trick for him. It's not quite a hat-trick in the semi-finals to then go on and win a World Cup, but nevertheless still pretty darn impressive that. And that was against Saudi Arabia. And then in the other game in their group, they actually drew 1-1 with Ukraine, but he did get the all-important goal there and he did get the Man of the Match award. So it looks really as if kind of the same story as before. Pele playing absolutely incredible for Brazil, but they're just not doing enough. Italy winning it this year, curiously. Looking at the kind of stats here for players, again, top average rating in the World Cup. Cannot deny Pele's performing at the World Cups, but that is the only place he appears besides the most player of the matches, where he got 2, which in 4 games is okay. And normally I'd be impressed by, but I'm just a little bit underwhelmed by Brazil in general. Brazil generally, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but they always seem to do well in World Cups for me on Football Manager. Italy, who won the competition, getting the top 2 goal scorers, so clearly that being a secret behind their success. If we look at the player stats here, can we see Pele anywhere else? Not really. Not really. I might be missing something, but I can't see him just scanning around. Just the top average rating. If we look at the award winners here, best player this year, Pele's not there again. That's disappointing for him. Still only there in that first year where he really shone. If we look at the Dream Team, I'm going to assume he's going to appear here. And yep, he's on the bench though this year, so he's been demoted. Italy's side, they won a World Cup. They've got Bonazzoli up front, who of course is a bit of a legend in FM terms and a very good player this year on FM. And then they've got a regen as well. But clearly just not good enough. Not good enough Brazil, and as a result Pele is suffering. He got 5 goals in 4 games at a World Cup. You really can't criticise a player who scored more goals than the games he played in at the World Cup, but it's just not been enough for him, which is going to be really, really disappointing. He is still at Real Madrid for those wondering. As I mentioned, the 3rd episode in this series after I cover his national team will look at Pele's club career. But you can see he is now a legend at Real Madrid. I mean, realistically, he maybe has 1 year left in him to really shine in the year 2030. Be interesting to see if he can make it, because he is going to be 33 then. I imagine we'll see a bit of a decline in his physicals at this point, because looking at them here, they've improved. His stats have been pretty impressive. You look at them, he's improved in terms of his technical attacking ability and vision, and his mentals have certainly come on a lot. There's only 120 there now. I wonder if they'll shoot up as he gets really old and maybe these physicals start to drop, because that's what you kind of expect from players who are this good in FM. You'll see that with Ronaldo a lot. But anyway, yeah, we'll go forward another 4 years, I guess, and see can Pele defeat his demons and actually get his hands on one World Cup. I can't even believe I'm saying that, because I thought he might have a chance for 1 or 2 at least. But yeah, I will be back with you guys in just a second. Okay guys, we are back. 2030, Pele. What has come of you, my friend? He's still at Real Madrid. His value's dropped significantly. I guess that's a sign of his age. Looking at it, his physicals have definitely fallen off a little bit and his mentals have improved. I kind of anticipated that. You can see technicals as well have dropped off. I'm only really noticing that looking at the polygon. Looking at it here, he retired on the 14th of July of this year from international football. What happened then? He's now, we should just take a look at this, 150 caps and 146 goals for Brazil he's going to retire on, at least from international football. That's impressive. But anyway, looking at it here, thinking the World Cup Golden Boot 3rd place. What happened in the actual World Cup? We should look at that first. Italy won it again. Italy hosting their own World Cup won it. Looking at this here, Pele actually for the first time in his career not finishing as the top player on average ratings in a World Cup. He did however get top of the Player of the Matches awards, although he did tie with a few other players, but he lost his throne. Kenny I can't say it. Fitchett, it's not that difficult, Jack. Outperforming him, the regen. So Pele, what happened? Let's take a look at Brazil and see how they got in the World Cup. So they actually went out, wow, 2nd round again. They lost 2-0 to Mexico. Did Pele play in this game? He did. He went off as captain after 75 minutes. Simply did not perform. In the other games, they got a revenge, I guess, on Egypt. Pele getting 4 goals. Wow, that really is a revenge. Of course, Egypt knocking them out the last World Cup. Pele with a 10.0 average rating for that game. That's incredible. They also beat Ukraine, who they drew against in the previous World Cup. Pele again scoring. You know, he's definitely performed at World Cups as you'd expect, and he's banging in goals, but it's just not been enough. And against Russia again he scored, so that's a lot of goals for him. How many goals did he end up getting at this World Cup then, if we take a look at the World Cup stats, because he must have been right up there. Okay, so he got 6 goals, so he was the 3rd top goal scorer, as was kind of indicated by the fact he came 3rd in the Golden Boot. If we look at the award winners here, best player, he's not there again, which is going to be disappointing. Again, I think that's largely down to the fact that they've not got out the 2nd round, Brazil, and it's difficult to be crowned the best player if you don't even make the quarterfinals of a World Cup. Looking at the Dream Team, he did start this year for the Dream Team, so I guess he's got that on his side. And if we look at the all seasons kind of overall World Cup performances, we get a quite good summary of his World Cup kind of experience in modern football, at least, of 17 appearances with 19 goals. I'm not sure how that exactly compares to Pele's actual record in World Cups, but that's still pretty darn impressive. The average rating, perhaps the most impressive thing there, which is the highest of any player in this team of all time. But yeah, Pele's done okay there. You know, he's got the 6 goals, the 4 appearances, but Brazil just really underwhelming in the World Cup. I do wonder what could have been if I was to run this experiment 6 or 7 times. Would Brazil win a few World Cups? I anticipate they would, just because of the way he's been performing. But anyway, that's going to wrap things up for this episode. Next episode will be one where we look at Pele's domestic career, a bit of a bonus episode, I guess. I'm going to take some screenshots from different points in his career so we can see how he developed as a player. If you want to see that video and this is your first video you're watching, hit the subscribe button. If you've got a suggestion for another legend you'd like to see me recreate in Football Manager for something similar to this, leave it down in the comments. I am taking your suggestions. If you've enjoyed the video, smash the like button. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.